Hi, it's Amy Stossville. Welcome to Body After Baby Recovery Program Part 3. This section is called RESTRENGTHEN, and there's two parts to take note of in this workout. The first is we're using 2-pound hang weights and nothing heavier, because you really have to be able to control the movement and be precise with what we're doing with our upper body. Otherwise, you risk injury. I hear a lot of moms complain about shoulder injuries, and my own personal theory about it, this isn't scientific at all, is that it's from this motion. This is the motion that you recognize from reaching to the back seat of the car to hand your kids snacks or water when they're screaming and you just want them to stop. I have a feeling that this is where the injuries come from. So today is your chance to really strengthen and stabilize that shoulder joint if you're using control. Okay, so the second thing is this is a full body workout without any of the high impact stuff yet. We're not introducing any of that yet. So I wanted to show you that we can still focus on the healing and the strengthening and still get a really good, really solid workout out of it as well. And so, as you know, Body After Baby is really core centric. So every move that we make stems from the core first. And when I'm talking about the core, you know that I mean the front, the back, the sides, and even underneath with your pelvic floor. So anytime I say core, I'm saying engage that all 4 and plus 5 sides. So again, it's all core centric, so every motion comes from the core and then radiates out into your arms and your legs. And how we do that and how we accomplish it is by engaging that body after baby breath we've been practicing for so long. So when you're engaging that breath, if I had to put it into like a math equation, I would say body after baby breath plus movement equals full body engagement. So we really try to feel it in your core no matter what we're doing with our arms and legs. And that's it, so let's get started. This is my good friend Julie. She is a mom to 3 beautiful little babies, and she's been doing these exercises with me for a really long time, so she's definitely the one to watch because she's gonna stay in it and I'm gonna be coming in and out of it just because I talk so much. But here we go. So we're gonna start with our feet at 10 and 2, wider than our hips, and this is what you would call a dance or a plie stance and dance if you're a dancer. And you want to just make sure your pelvis is untucked, so it's not tucked underneath you, you're untucking it. Go ahead and roll your shoulder blades down your back, kind of loosen up your neck, take the tension out of there, and then just take notice of where your rib cage is over your pelvis, what we call our center. We learned that in the last video, so just making sure that this is lined up, and we're just going to start adding movement now. So go ahead, and it's inhale down, exhale up. Inhale to soften, exhale to strengthen. Inhale, exhale. So what Julie's doing is she's making sure she's taking full advantage of that bad breath right now. So it's an inhale to inflate, exhale to expel all the air. Get out every single last breath. So I'm going to have her really exaggerate the breath right now. So inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. This is your chance to really connect to this breath and making sure that the contraction at the end is just as powerful as it is right here. Boom, that's where the work is. So you can picture it as your balloon, per se, your core is inflating as far as it can go, going to the end range of that motion, and then it's deflating right here. So she's pulling back on her belly button, cinching in that waistline, and then also pulling up on that pelvic floor and cinching that multifidus. All of that is happening at once. It's a lot of work. So now, going from there, we're gonna go up onto her toes and pause. So it's an inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. So really contracting again. So now you're just firing your glutes. Now that you go up onto your toes, it's a balance challenge. And she's firing her glutes. Exactly. See, you saw that wobble? I did. So anyway, the good thing about this is, the good news is when you are working your glutes, you're actually working on a strong pelvic floor. So it's a double bonus. It's awesome. So now last 2, so come down, 1, 2, stay here, just sink your seat low, stay in a hold, and all you're gonna do is push up with an exhale. So it's so you're bending from the elbows and you're untucking your pelvis slightly. And what you're trying to do is create length. You're trying to keep your rib cage down. So it's a lot because you're trying to keep your rib cage down, your pelvis untucked slightly, creating length and space here, but really cinching in that waistline with that exhale, exhale, exhale. Got 3 more. 2, and 1. And so from there, we're going into a chest opener. And so this one should feel good, just kind of letting the light in. So it's an exhale down here. So wait, it's inhale, exhale. Inhale down, exhale up. Inhale down, exhale up. Really cinching in that core. So, and this is another one of those ones where you're letting your pelvis untuck, but while you're doing that, you're trying to control the front by keeping your ribs down, pointed downward. So it's, again, that's where the hard work is. It's a coordination thing. So you've got 3 more of those. 2, and 1. Now just come up to your toes. Down, up to your toes. More balance. So sink as low as you can in that seat and come up to those toes. More balance. There we go. We've got 3, 2, and 1. So stay here. And then we're going to do this thing called a walk squeeze. So it's a inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. So think of it as 2 motions. Here's 1, 2. 1, 2. So inhale. So you're really squeezing the side of that core, scooping out that belly with every single exhale. And you want to contract as hard as you can. So 2, 1, and then come back. So go ahead and point your toes and squeeze those weights out, alternating. 3, 2, really feeling the side body waking up. 1. There you go. And now we're going to stay in our warrior pose. This is what we call our warrior pose because it looks like a W. And we're going to start here, sinking low into our seat again, and go ahead and do a exhale forward while tucking the pelvis. So really, if you think about it, it's kind of like a crunch, but you're standing up and you're just tucking your pelvis to shorten the length between your rib cage and your hip bones. So you're really scooping out and exhaling again as much as you can with that breath every time. Every time. So the movement is definitely coming from the core. We got 3. That one looks good. 2 and 1. So now we change it up. Where we go tight, tighter, tightest. So it's an inhale, tight, tighter, tightest on the exhale. So inhale, tight, tighter, tightest. Tight, tighter, tight. So she's also tucking that pelvis as she's bringing those arms as close together as possible. So now you can hold that tight, tighter, tightest, hold the pelvis tucked underneath you, and now just small motion forward with that pelvis. So you can really feel the tightening of the rib cage in this one. And you also, so it's like almost like that rib cage is sewing back together or knitting back up. And you're scooping out that belly really hard with that exhale. It's a smaller, more controlled range of motion. So the breath is a little faster. And so then we hold that there. And then we just add a hip to swivel. So I'll time it with you. So sink low as you can, get that pelvis tucked underneath you, and really feel the side rotation. So, good job. And now just add the toe. Make it a larger range, and add your heel pop. So really, so it's an exhale on each side. So really feeling the cinching of the waistline on that side. Again, scooping out your abdomen, pulling up on that pelvic floor. Good, it looks good. So you got 3, 2, 1. Now go ahead and just stand in the middle and go ahead and act like you're, I don't know, hugging a beach ball. And you're gonna go ahead and pulse towards the middle. So we're still in that plie stance. I know your legs are burning, your seat is low, but you're gonna pulse together for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and now you're just going to pulse against that. So hold the contraction up top and pulse against. Very good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now go ahead and just cross over to your left and go ahead and pop that front heel, and you're just going to go ahead and pulse for 8 towards the midline. So each time you pulse together, you're going to be exhaling. So it's a... So then now go ahead and hold that pulse and just tuck your pelvis. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now hold the tuck, so my pelvis is totally tucked. I'm sinking lower if I can. And now just move from your waistline and pulse to the back of the room. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and go all the way over to the right. And we're going to start by lifting that heel and pulsing for 8, 7. So you're really creating your own resistance there, because these weights are light, right? But you have to make that work for you. So 3, 2, 1. Now go ahead and hold the pulse, and then just go ahead and add the tuck of the pelvis. So sink lower if you can. I know your legs are burning. At 5, 4, 3. So you're really scooping out that belly. I can't say it enough. Cinch in that waistline. 2, 1. Now go ahead and hold the tuck, and then just twist to the back. So you're moving from the waistline. The work comes from the core right now. So it's an exhale, 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 exhale. You got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So come back center. Good job, Julie. So why don't you go ahead and come back into W. We're almost done with this play stance, I swear. So now we just want to make sure our pelvis was tucked underneath us for a lot of that other work that we did right before that, and now we're just going to want to make sure we're untucking, but keeping that rib cage stacked over your hips. And now we just have tiny pulses out. You just really, really, really want to make those arms tired now. So you got 5, 4, 3, really feeling it here, 2, 1, and go ahead and hold it out, and then just pulse up. So you're really feeling your shoulder blades coming together, thinking about your core. It's an exhale every time she's going up. Thinking about where that core is. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now just pulse against it. Get those legs really every bit as they can be, as on fire as you can be. Really burn it out, go towards that burn, not away from it. And then for 3, 2, 1, stay low, get as low as you can, and just pulse back. Flare back. Good job. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And from here, we're going to go into tick-tock. So it looks like this. So it's an inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. So this is where you really want to control those arms. You don't want to risk any shoulder injuries. You're reaching over, staying low. Good job. Exhale. And now last one. Stay here. And then we're just going to pulse our arms like this. I don't know what to call this, but it's up and down. Up and down. Up and down. Really just working the whole muscle of your arm right now. And then from there, you're just going to hold it here, and then just add a breath to go side to side. So really whittling that waistline, working the waist side to side like this. You're really working those side obliques right now, but you're keeping the whole core tight. So it's an inhale to soften, exhale to engage. It's a lot harder to do this with the movement. You'll notice you can't go the full range of motion with the inhale and the exhale, and that's okay, because this is what you need to do these exercises correctly, and you're still working your core. So go ahead and stop here, and then just move into a side swipe. So it's an inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. So it's again just opening up that core, twisting it side to side. Yeah. Looking good. You got 2 more. And now, okay, from here, we're going into what we call a body after baby jumping jack. So go ahead and do inhale down, exhale up. Inhale down, exhale up. So this part's really gonna get your heart rate up for a second. So she's inhaling on the way down, and in the exhale, she's coming onto the balls of her feet, and she's squeezing her legs together as hard as she can. And that exhale, what are you doing? You're contracting your core. So this is a full body engagement right now. This is much more effective than just a typical jumping jack, as I'm going to say. Good, so why don't you go ahead and stop here, pause, take a breath. Stay though stay in the work zone. Pause for a second, and go ahead and go down the reverse. So really using a lot of power, like pushing with those weights, sinking with that seat, really using the exhale. So you notice Julie's breathing harder now. That's good, because that means she's working, but not doing anything high impact yet. So go ahead and start using the So we're just gonna start alternating our hands and doing an exhale to carve out that belly again, scooping out that belly, cinching in that waistline, pulling up on that pelvic floor. So it's 3, 2, 1, and now she's gonna come into a stance. So you notice we were in the plie, and now we're moving into our toes are forward in front of us because now we're coming into more of our squat stance. So we're done with the plie, squat is up next. So here we go. So put your hands out, sink your seat low into your heels. Weight is there in your heels. You should be able to lift those toes and then just start doing some rows. Do the full range of motion. Sorry, like this. So this feels good just because it's a full range of motion. I like big movements. When you do all that tiny stuff after a while, it feels good to get the blood flow going. Lungs into the full range of capacity. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, so her hips are coming a little bit further forward than her rib cage at the top because she can really squeeze those glutes. So you got 3, 2, 1. So come on back down. And we're just gonna sit low in that squat, get really comfortable there, and go ahead and just start to tap. So each time you tap, you're thinking exhale, exhale, exhale. And then from here, we're gonna go ahead and cross over. So you're thinking about what's happening in your core. Even though your arms are on fire, your legs are on fire, your butt's on fire, you're sinking low into your seat and you're thinking about this is really cinching in that rib cage too. With each exhale, and now from there, go ahead and flip your hands over, your palms facing up, and we're going to do what's called walk the dog. So making sure you're sinking low in that seat again. And this is really hard, as you notice. It is. It's very hard for someone who's totally in shape like Julie too. So go ahead, and we're going to start doing pulses this way. And then just to make it fun, we're going to stop here and pulse up while we pulse our seat low. So it's an exhale, exhale, exhale. Good job. Got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're not done yet though, Julie. Go ahead and place your palms facing each other. Go ahead, and all you're gonna do is sink as low as you can, hold it isometrically, and then just squeeze those weights together while you're exhaling. Because this one you can really feel in your core too. You can almost feel your rib cage coming back together with this one. With each exhale. The waistline is tight. Everything is fully engaged. This is what we talk about. Breath plus movement, or actually stabilization, equals full body engagement. For 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and shake it out. Julie wants to shake it out.
I do.
Okay, and when she's ready, we're going to come back into, so we did the plie into the squat, and now we're going into a one leg, like both feet together. So that's the progression that you're going to see. So go ahead, just because we love those body after baby jumping jacks and they're so effective, we're going to go ahead and start there for 8. So go ahead and get into your plie stance. Sink low, inhale, exhale. Low, high. Inhale, exhale. Soften, engage. Expand down, contract together. So she's feeling this in her full body. Like her legs are on fire. Everything is squeezing as tight as it can. So 3, 2, and 1. Pause here, stay here, and we just have tiny pull downs. So what we want to do now is just pretend there is a ball between our legs and squeeze that ball as hard as you can. Feel a lot of tension with your knees squeezing together, and you're just going to do some pull downs with your arms. So sink as low as you can in the seat so that your legs are still catching, still doing the work. Pull it down, just tiny, really feeling it in your lats, your back, beautiful back muscles. So it's an exhale. So exhale all of that air. Definitely get all of it out so you really feel that contraction. I can't express this enough. So you got 2 and 1. So now you're actually going to hold it here, sink low again, and you're going to add the pelvis, tucking forward. So if you think about it again this way, it's kind of like you're shortening that distance between your rib and your hip bone, and you're kind of doing a contraction that shortens those muscles but scooping out as hard as you can. And you do that by exhaling as much breath as you possibly can. So from there you got 3, 2, 1, and now just hold the tuck and tiny pulses this way. You got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and roll your shoulders out. Take the tension out. I know you get your neck and shoulders get kind of stiff doing that. So go ahead and stand with your legs wide. Good job, you made it. We've got a few more things. We're almost there, guys. So the next thing is just, we're gonna kind of do a fluid motion of a curtsy lunge, just to slow down the breath a little bit. So it's an inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Just make sure that we've used every muscle in those legs, all around. And she's really stretching to the side. So she's crunching on that one side, stretching on the other, using control with those arms, keeping those weights out straight. We got 3, 2, and 1. Great job. So we're gonna go ahead and grab our mats now. Oh, wait a second. We're not done. I thought that was it. Wait, now we move into a lunge. So go ahead and face the side. And these ones will get you. This one should really just push you over the top. So here we go. So we're gonna go down into a lunge position, making sure our knee is stacked over our hip. And we've got our hands, our palms facing up, and we just do tiny pulses towards the sky. So it's really a tricep that you're working on. You're working your lower body as well because you're in that lunge. And you're gonna do 3, 2, 1, and now you're just gonna add the lower body. So pulse against. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and put those palms facing each other. Stretch. So it's a tiny bend, a large stretch. Really feeling those triceps. And now just go ahead and hold. Pulse up and pulse with your legs down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and sink as low as you can, and now just tuck that pelvis forward. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now just come up with your heel, hop that front heel, and go ahead and what you're doing is squeezing everything towards the midline. Exhale, breathe through it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead, come out of it. Whew, that really sends you over the edge. So now we just have to do this other side and we're good to go. So go ahead and sink low. Go ahead and put your palms facing up towards the sky and just start pulsing towards the sky, holding your body as low as you can in that lunge. Got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and add the lower body now. Pulse, pulse. So it's a tiny motion, but it's effective. So your exhale, exhale. 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and put those palms facing each other. Come down into the lunge. Now it's just a tiny bend. Stretch with the arms. Tiny bend. Stretch it out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now go ahead and just add the lower body. Exactly. Let's get through this. We got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now sink low and just start adding that pelvis. So sink back low into your lunge and just tuck the pelvis forward. So you're actually using your core right now to tilt that pelvis forward and back, forward and back. 5, 4. So it's an exhale to pull it in. 2, 1. Now just to finish it off, we're going to just pulse towards the midline. Go ahead and pop that front heel and pulse towards the moon. So it's an exhale. Exhale. Again, another full body engagement. 3, 2, 1. She did it. Okay, so now we're down face forward on the mat for some back extension work, and Julie's gonna go ahead and start by lifting her legs off the mat, pointing her toes, and squeezing her legs together, and then lifting up. So it's a squeeze together, lift up. Each time she's letting go. Squeeze, lift. Squeeze together, lift up. So now you're timing it with the breath. It's inhale together, exhale to lift. Inhale together, exhale to lift. So it's an inhale, squeeze, exhale, lift. Inhale, squeeze, exhale, lift. So what she's doing is, her back is already working. This is the muscle that she's actually working right now, but she's also thinking of this as a cue of her, each exhale, she's pulling her belly button up off of that mat. So the front of her abdomen has no choice but to work. And so you can really make sure you're doing this breath correctly because you're pulling it off of the mat. So now she's just gonna hold there. Go ahead and hold onto your hand weight just to make the upper body participate in this too. It's squeeze together, lift up, squeeze together. You've got 8 of these. So here's the exhale. 3, 2, 1. Good job. Go ahead and lay down. So the next one is she's just going to widen her legs apart. Go ahead and point her toes. Now you'll notice that this one has a faster breath to it. So now she's going to just lift with her toes and she's going to exhale. So it's a pulse. Exhale, exhale, exhale. So again, every time she exhales, she's making sure she pulls up off that mat, pulling up on her pelvic floor. It's really so good for that full body, like full core action. You got 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and add that hand weight just to make it even harder. But notice the momentum is much faster and the breath is much faster to keep up with it. So it's a good job. 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and lay that down. And so now she's going to leave the hand weight on the floor. Go ahead and point your toes, knees wide, and her head is resting in her hands, and she's just going to do tiny pulses up towards the sky. So keeping those toes pointed and glued together, she's going to pulse this up, this up. So it's a exhale every time she pulses up. So it's a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then go ahead and actually don't even lift up the weight. Just go ahead and lift. So now she's fully engaged. And I know her back's tired because I can see it. And I can see how much the waistline is so cinched in right now. It's incredible. So you got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and bring it home. That was it. So Julie, if you want to, why don't you just go ahead and roll over onto your back and stretch your arms and legs long and wide and really just try to relax. Get your spine off of that mat just to like put a stretch into your stomach. And give yourself a pat on the back because you did it. You made it. Good job.